Well, here we are again. Two resting actors in pursuit of a glass of wine. Joining me this year is my good friend, star of stage and screen, Mr. James Purefoy.
Here's the beginning of our awfully big adventure, and I'm thrilled you're along for the ride.
I am
because
so
I couldn't have driven and
delighted
done this on my own.
to have been asked.
Yes, while our little friend Matthew Rees is in London pursuing his love of gadgets,
What is it?
Well,
A wine trumpet. A wumpet.
it's a Welsh thing.
Matthew Good and I are off on a food and wine matching mission in Provence to be judged not only by our own Joe Fattorini, but also wine critic in chief, Jancis Robinson.
They've both got strong attributes.
And wine guru Joe is off on his travels again. In this show, he's taking comedian and wine novice Gina Yashere
Can I get a glass of wine that tastes something like Sprite?
on a tour of California
Let's have it! Let's have it!
before taking on the challenge of his life in downtown LA.
No!
So if you've ever wanted to know more about wine or just join us on our travels,
Do stay with us at our sun-drenched French villa of Vino, because this is the wine show.
Welcome to the wine show. Saison d'Or. We're in France. It's going to be incredibly exciting. And we have a new face coming along for the Sojourn. This is James Purefoy. Hello, 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 hello.
Hello to you all.
How's your palate?
Yes, I mean, I very much see my role this season as the useful idiot.
Yep.
Yeah. So it probably makes two of
Well,
us.
you're going to have a great time because there's a certain gentleman
Oh.
coming our way. Joe,
ah,
please meet
yes.
James. James, meet Joe.
The
How
famous
nice to see
Joe.
you.
How
It is
are you?
nothing more complicated than he brings us wine and we try it.
I bought two wines for you here.
I think I can do that.
We have a Chardonnay and a
Okay.
Pinot Noir from California,
Right.
and I didn't go on my own.
Who'd you go with?
I went with a friend, Gina Yashere,
Fantastic.
great comedian.
Well, let's find out what Joe got up to with Gina Yashere in California. And if you're a fan of Sideways, the film, you might just recognise the first location.
I've been given my fair share of challenges on the wine show. For once, though, I've been set a task that couldn't be more up my street.
This is the wine challenge I was born for. I am going to try and persuade somebody who is not a wine person that they would like to be a wine person. Wine challenges do not get much better than this.
Can I get a glass of wine that tastes something like Sprite?
Gina Yashere is an award-winning British comic who lives and works in the USA.
Smells like wine. It's okay.
I've arranged to meet her at a place I've been longing to visit, the iconic hitching post in Santa Barbara.
I reckon I'm going to be Joe's most difficult customer for sure. Like, yeah. Because I know nothing about wine. I'm just like, never liked it, don't care. So, yeah, I'm going to be a hard one to please.
Gina.
Hey, Joe!
Hello. Oh, this is brilliant. I know this is something of a pilgrimage for me coming here.
Really?
Oh, it is. This is not just a diner. This is the home of Sideways, the film. It's
right.
about two people having a road trip out of LA up into this part of wine country, and they come here, and this is quite a sort of central part
Oh,
of the
right,
whole
okay.
performance. And critically,
Yes.
one of the big things is this thing they love, Pinot Noir. And
Pinot Noir.
Pinot Noir.
I don't know if I've ever had that.
You've never had Pinot Noir?
I don't know. I might have done, probably not. I'm not a wine person at all. I know.
How so? How can you not be?
I've never been a drinker, never really liked the taste of alcohol. I've got a sweet tooth. I like sweet, fizzy things, soft drinks, juices. I love a good juice.
I've even got a brown paper bag I can just... Now, you do have something here. What's this? Bubbles. Do you like that? Do you like it?
It's all right, actually. It's got a weird kind of aftertaste. I'm not so keen on a after. I like the sparkly and the fizzy and the cold and sweet. I think my palate is very basic.
I suspect...
Sugar and chocolate, that's my palate.
I think already, from what I know, you will have an amazing palate, and we
What?
have to treat it delicately and deftly, because you are a delicate wallflower of a kind of person. You have a very delicate palate.
I've never been described as a delicate wallflower, Joe.
Right, shall we go?
Well, I've got one thing to tell you. You're a wine expert,
Yeah.
and you're a pretty humorous and funny guy. So what I've done, I've got a surprise for you. I've set you up a comedy gig in Hollywood.
Don't tell me you haven't, seriously. A live comedy gig?
You're going to do stand-up about wine in Hollywood.
No.
I'm going to show you the ropes. I'm going to help you. This is going to be great.
Come on, then.
All right.
Now that you've delivered that bombshell.
Let's do it. It's going to be fun.
You're gonna look
You're
after
gonna
me,
love
aren't
it.
you?
I'll give you a massage.
Honestly, I was really into this, and now suddenly it's become very much outside my comfort zone. I'm not a funny man by a long stretch.
All right, this is going to be great, Joe. I've got a good feeling.
Really?
Look, it's going to be a successful couple of days. I'm going to be a wine connoisseur, and you're going to be a wine comedian.
Basking on the shores of the Pacific, after Napa, Santa Barbara is America's most important wine region and is home to more than 115 producers.
Road trip, road trip, road trip.
Wine comedy is going to be my thing, is it?
Yeah, you're going to talk about wine, you're going to talk about yourself. It's going to be a hoot.
I know a joke about a halibut. There's a man walks into a restaurant and orders some food. He says, I'm having the halibut. The wine waiter comes and he says, would you like some wine with that? And he goes, yes, what would you recommend? And the wine waiter said, ooh, I'd have a Macon with that. He said, why? Is it a good match for halibut? And he says, no, I've seen you. You're a messy eater. Right, we'll work on that one.
Well, I thought it was funny. Anyway, back to my wine challenge and to a very important part of Gina's anatomy I need to explore, her tongue. And strange as it may sound, the best way to do that is by tasting coffee.
This is the famous coffee test, where we can learn a lot about your palate. The human tongue will have between 2,000 and 8,000 taste buds.
Okay.
So some people are 4 times more sensitive to tastes than other people. Now, would you like an espresso like this?
Am I supposed to swirl it?
No, you don't need to swirl the coffee. It's absolutely fine. You can just have a try. What does it do for you?
Oh, God, that's gross. It's bitter, it's sour. Yeah,
Right,
gross.
Try a cappuccino.
It's better than that.
Latte's even more milk, even less coffee.
More milk, less coffee.
Less coffee. Still not quite there.
Still don't like it.
Right, mocha latte. So what do you think to that?
Definitely the best of the 4. This would be way better, though,
If
it
you
was...
took out the coffee.
Exactly.
Yes!
If it was just chocolate.
Brilliant. Now I know exactly what your palate's like. You have lots of taste buds. So it's like somebody's turned the volume right up. So if somebody puts loud music on, it's overwhelming. It's sort of massive. You need a nice, quiet flavour to go with the fact that your volume's turned right up because you're very, very sensitive. That's why you have an amazing palate. You have a phenomenal palate. You are very special. I don't know, 5, maybe 10% of the population.
I'm in the top 5%.
You're in the top 5% of tasters.
Of the population.
So that means that much of the world's wines, we really aren't going to get very far with you at all.
I can't believe it. I'm top 5%. I just thought I had a sweet tooth. But according to Joe, I'm a genius of tasters, basically. Well, I don't think you're going to find you're going to be 5% of the top comedians in the world. But if I can get you to the top 70, I think I can do that.
This, I thought this was quite funny. I was the wine writer for the Herald newspaper in Scotland, the west coast of Scotland. And my job was to try and persuade Glaswegians that they might like to have a drink on a Saturday.
That's pretty good.
It's getting better.
That's not bad.
Yes!
So as a hypersensitive taster, I have my doubts that a red wine is going to suit Gina.
Here is our winery.
Ooh.
But a delicate Pinot Noir is worth a try.
I don't think it's sweet enough for me.
Okay.
I think I need more fruity. I don't like the dryness.
Astringency.
I don't like the astringency.
Yeah, just as I thought, we need to focus on softer, fruitier wines. So we're off to downtown Santa Barbara to try some popular white varieties, starting with a Sauvignon Blanc.
Do you like that?
It's quite fruity.
There are particular fruits, gooseberries.
I don't know what gooseberries smell like. No idea.
Right, have a taste, come on. That's it.
It's got that little bit of tartness.
Would you like it
Right.
to be a little bit more...
Sugary.
Do you have a Pinot Grigio?
Pinot Grigio.
Because I'm just thinking that this might taste a little bit softer and gentle, which could be your sort of palate thing.
So this is a Pinot Grigio 2015.
That is definitely nearer.
This
It's
is
getting
definitely
better.
nearer.
I like that better
Good.
than that one.
So I think you like this slightly softer, gentler acidity in the wine, and it lets more of the fruity juiciness come through. Now we need to just refine this.
Obviously, this is a two-way street. Hello, guys, in the store. Hi. He's going to do some stand-up tomorrow about wine, and I want him to test out a couple of the jokes. Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from London, via the wine show, I give you Joe Fattorini! Yay!
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. My name is Joe. I'm from England. I present a TV show about wine. You know what? This is not my first job. I did other things before that. I used to work in the United States. I worked for the US PGA Tour. You know the US PGA Tour? My job every week was to go around and persuade middle-class white dudes who've just played a round of golf that they might quite like to have a drink. I can see the gentleman just there. He's writing that down. We'll work on some of those gags. I was watching carefully. Thank you very much.
Excellent, excellent.
Oh, this is very hard being a comedian.
If the audiences just decide they don't like you, you're screwed. You've got to get that first laugh within the first 30 seconds. Straight to the punchline. Boom, 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 smash, and you'll be fine.
Oh.
Very brave, Joe.
Really?
I don't like to shirk a challenge.
No, fair
Good for
enough.
you. This is a challenge for me, and I'll tell you why. Chardonnay from America can sometimes just be too much oak.
Fez Parker, you remember him? He used to wear the hat with the...
Fez?
Davy Crockett.
The David Crockett hat.
Of course,
Yes.
now.
How do you take your coffee?
Well, here
Well,
we go.
it's changed over the years, rather like my palate. And I like it these days, just a double espresso, no sugar.
You see, if you enjoy that bitterness that comes from a double espresso...
From being an actor.
If you enjoy that bitterness, then the bitterness from oak is something that you will enjoy.
Yes.
But lots of people don't. Cappuccino drinkers tend to find oak overwhelming. So have a swirl and a sniff. It's a ripe Chardonnay, although...
I've never been a fan, so you're really going to have to convince me on this.
This maintains this cool, zingy freshness at
like
night
it.
time. You see, you'll like that.
it, Joe. Yeah,
You
that's
like the
lush.
lift.
Really good. Ooh.
Yeah, it's all right.
Ripe apple.
Ah, OK.
And you're still, well, you're going to have to work much harder if you really want me to get over my my Chardonnay aversion.
But what California, and particularly Santa Barbara and Santa Ynez, became most famous for was Pinot Noir.
The famous Pinot Noir they banged on about in Sideways.
In Sideways. And this is it. It's Hitching Post.
It's a wonderful colour there, Joe. I mean, you know, the burgundy...
It's a happy colour, isn't it?
But getting that colour right is really hard. It's a thin-skinned, delicate grape.
With Ribena.
And it can be too hot, too cold. It needs to be warm in the day. It needs to be cold at night.
Oh, God, that's
Get
lovely.
that cherry.
Oh,
Beautiful
you
red
do?
cherry. It's supple.
What do you mean by that, supple?
It's maybe easier understanding because in contrast, wines can be angular and harsh and austere.
Rather
Here,
like you.
There's a soft, pillowy feel. The Germans have a word for it. They call it the Gestalt tasting method. And they think of the shape that it makes in your mouth. This is pillowy or cloud-like.
Yeah.
Not
I do get that.
boxy.
That's great wine waffle there.
It is. But this is a story only half told.
Yes, I know. I can't wait to see what happens in your comedic career.
I also have to find a wine that Gina is going to enjoy.
Almost impossible.
Still to come, we search out the pink stuff in Provence.
Joe's still determined to find a wine for super taster Gina.
And Reese finds a gadget from his homeland.
Oh, you know what that means in Welsh?
That's what it means again.
Oh, yes, it does.
Still to come, comedian Gina Yashere threatens to destroy our dear Joe.
Yeah, I could crush your career right now.
Yes, very easily.
Before he takes to the stage at LA's toughest comedy club.
So make a lot of noise. Start clapping right now for Joe Fattorini!
So we're about to see what happened in the second half of this film with your stand-up comedy routine.
Terrifying.
Which is just terrifying.
It's double trouble, though. My stand-up comedy routine, which is weighing heavily on me at this stage, but also finding
Trying to find
wine...
a wine that she can drink.
I know.
Tough crowd.
Oh, what's this? Tell us all about it.
A Truchard Merlot. This is a Napa Valley Merlot from Carneros. This is a wine that's had, I think, a rather rough reputation. And I want to get Merlot back on the pedestal. I think it's a marvellous grape variety.
It's brilliant. Makes up an awful lot of claret as well.
It does. And this is where, hopefully, my wine expertise comes in. It is a big wine.
Hopefully.
It is not as big as some Merlots. I think it helps for particularly people in Europe. We like a slightly lighter, fresher style of wine, and this is a lighter, fresher style of Merlot. Do you like it?
It's very round, all around my mouth. I love that.
That's amazing.
There's a little bit of peppery bite there.
Yes.
And a sort of plum and pepper character.
Yeah.
So this was the sort of thing that I was trying to drink once we'd arrived in Los Angeles to try and calm down. It didn't take the edge off.
Surprised. Look, let's take a look and see if Joe managed to find a wine that Gina actually liked. Tall order, I should imagine. But much more importantly, let's see how he got on as a stand-up comic.
After an evening practicing gags for my big gig, today is Judgment Day. But before what could be my slow death on stage, there's still the small matter of finding a wine for comedian Gina Yashere. So I've come to Santa Barbara's wine quarter, the Funk Zone.
I've got a very specific brief for a very particular sort of palate. I'm looking for something that is plush and fruity, quite soft, low acidity, which is your softest, roundest red. I love it. I'm just wondering whether my friend would love it. I was wondering about Grenache Blanc. I think I am getting a bit warmer here. I think that's the one that's closest to where Gina is going to be. Can I get a Grenache Blanc? Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much.
Brilliant. See you again.
Enjoy. Thank you.
Just really fruity is what we're after.
This is a blend of 7 different grapes.
It's really right.
Yeah.
OK, I like that. I really like it. I'm just wondering whether she will. Have you got another rosé?
It's a Zinfandel and Grenache Blanc. It's called Deborah.
That is delicious. Hit me up with a Deborah.
All right.
Is that for me?
Yep, that's for you.
Awesome. See you again.
So much, yep.
I've got my shopping.
As a super taster, Gina's palate is highly sensitive to bold flavours and textures, so I've chosen 3 softer wines: a Grenache Blanc, a Zinfandel and Grenache Blanc blush, and a half-dry Riesling. I'm convinced that one of these will awaken the inner wine lover in Gina. If not, I could well end up as the butt of one of her jokes.
Let's have it! Let's have it! I could crush your career right now.
Yes,
That
very
makes me-
easily.
We're tasting the wines at Stearns Wharf overlooking the Pacific, so if Gina doesn't like any of the wines I've chosen, at least I can dive for cover.
Right, I'm going to start off with this. This is a Grenache Blanc.
I can smell it already, actually.
Can you?
It smells nice.
Good. Excellent. We're on the right track then. Go on, have a taste. You do this. Good. First impressions.
It's quite strong on the back of the throat. It's quite sweet. I like the sweet. It's fruity.
Yeah.
It doesn't leave a horrible lack on my tongue, which I like a lot.
Good. We've started strongly, I think.
That's pretty good,
But I
Jack.
don't think that's going to be the one you really like.
Okay.
California is very famous for these blush wines,
Okay.
particularly made from Zinfandel. So have a go. This is Deborah.
I do like the colour. Definitely smells like deeper fruit than that.
You can have a go. Your face is a picture doing that.
I did like that one, but now I'm like, actually, no, this one's a bit better.
Yes.
I like the extra sweetness and fruitiness in this one. It doesn't leave that horrible on my tongue, which I like a lot. It's nice, I like it.
Right, having understood about where you are with texture and flavour and ripeness and then fruitiness and the best bits out of red, I think this is where we go. This is a Riesling growing in the hills here, so have a try of that.
Doesn't smell as strong.
Which I think, given your hypersensitive palate, is not a terrible thing, because I don't want to overwhelm all those probably 8,000 taste buds that you have.
Okay.
Here we go.
This is the moment.
In for a penny. Right, be honest.
Well, Joe. I like this one.
Yes! Brilliant.
This is my favourite. Even though it's white, it's still got a nice, strong flavour. Still nice and sweet. Same texture, which is good. It didn't leave an aftertaste. This is good.
Huge relief.
That is good.
Obviously.
I'm impressed, Joe. Obviously, don't be too relieved, because obviously you're doing stand-up tonight. Yes.
With Gina's words ringing in my ears, we take to the Pacific Highway, bound for Hollywood. Tonight, I make my debut in the most cutthroat business there is.
All right, you ready? Let's start going through these jokes.
OK.
What's your opening?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Joe, and I'm from England. I'm from England. I was lucky enough to receive one of the finest educations at...
I'm getting very concerned now, Joe. All right, so, from the top.
Hello, my name is Joe, and I'm from England.
I've got faith in you, Joe. I have faith in you, man.
Calm down.
Let's do it.
Oh,
that's excellent. His face right here. OK.
I'm not OK. No!
Your name's in lights, Joe.
My name is in lights.
You're the headliner, man. Let me lead you to your destiny, Joe. This is your destiny.
Oh.
All right, Joe, this is it. Your moment has come. I'm going to go and drink a glass of Riesling.
You OK?
You're on your own now.
I'm on my own.
Enjoy. I'm going to go and
OK.
sit and watch the show.
I'm about to bring up your first comedian of the night, guys. All the way from London. It's actually his first time ever on stage. So make a lot of noise. Start clapping right now for Joe Fatorini!
Hello, my name's Joe. I'm from England. I used to work for the US PGA Tour. You know, the golf tour? I used to travel around the United States. It was an amazingly challenging job. I can't tell you how difficult this was. To try and persuade rich old white dudes that after a game of golf they maybe would like to go and have a drink. Now, I'm talking about American golfers. It's been a bad week for Trump. This is absolutely true. This week in a very big wine tasting competition in London, Trump wines came last. Although I think we will soon discover that this is fake news. They actually come from the greatest winery ever in the history of humanity. No one's ever made wine like this. Really, they're tremendous, tremendous wines. You know what? I'm very comfortable coming here to LA. I travel all around the world, but, you know, arriving here, the home of film and television. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. I'm Joe Fatorini from The Wine Show. That was utterly terrifying.
Yeah! He did great. He did great. Look at this. You ain't got a new career yet, but
no.
You did great. You did great. The last couple of days has been fantastic. It's been an eye-opener for me. I've learned a lot. I've discovered stuff about myself. Top 5%. I know I've said it about 27 times, but I'm going to say it again. Top 5% of tasters in the world. I've discovered I actually have a wine that I like, and there may be more. So I'm looking forward to testing out my newly discovered palate. And Joe's great, and I've got him to do something he's never done before, so it's been fantastic.
I'm doing that again. I'm doing that again. That was amazing.
Uh-oh,
Right.
I've created a monster.
Am I allowed to drink?
That was great. Let's go and have a wine.
Yeah, we should go and have a
Let's
wine.
go have a wine.
Look at that! Look at that!
You are such a good sport, and I thought you did really well.
That was very impressive,
Honestly.
Joe.
Terrifying.
Really.
I thought you stood, but you stood there.
You stood
very
your
well. You
ground.
didn't twitch that much. Listen, I know it's on the table here. It's sweating in front of me, and I actually wouldn't mind a small glass of something cold. This is Gina's wine.
This is the wine.
And I like
Is
it,
this
Weasley.
a wine as close as you can get to Sprite as possible?
It's not a million miles away.
Okay.
It's really good wine. And don't get me wrong, I'm not in any way suggesting that this is anything other
you ain't
than
knocking it.
top wine. This is Halcyon Riesling from the Deep Sea
yeah.
Winery in Santa Barbara. And the tasting room itself, where we tasted the wine, is at the end of a pier right out into the sea. It's beautiful views.
I quite like it.
Do you?
No, I
I
like the
can
view.
see
haven't
why
gone in
she
yet.
liked it, though.
Now you say, I can see why she liked it. Does that imply you don't?
No. I can just sense that there is a roundness, there's a lack of acidity to it, there is a... It's not like...
It's nice, pleasant.
Possible, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
I suspect there will be people asking, what's my palate like?
Of course
They'll
they
have
are.
all sorts of questions on
Selfish.
what wines will work for somebody
How
like
can
me.
they find that out?
We do quite a lot of work to put this on the Wine Show website.
Hashtag tongue.
Come and have a look around. We will have lots of information about your taste buds and the wines that we've tasted.
And how you can test it, and how you can test it for yourself. That's smart.
Well, Joe, thank you very much, because these are two very different wines, very intriguing, and I think I prefer the Merlot. And also, a thank you to you. First show out of the way, a new engine in this rudderless ship.
Oh, you sugar lips.
Please tune in next time for The Wine Show. Sorry about that. Is it getting a bit cow?
It's a bit cowl.
Okay, no problem. Thank you, good tip. It's like a nipple hanging out, okay.